Remember when politicians told us renewable energy would kill the farm? Fast forward, and the newest culture war headline reads, Florida bans lab-grown meat. Cable hosts cheer. Protect real ranchers from Silicon Valley frankenfood. But here's the twist no one plays on prime time. The ban protects methane-heavy beef while blocking a tech that, on paper, could shave 90% of agricultural emissions. Tonight we unpack why outlawing in vitro steak could backfire on climate goals, rural jobs, and even ranchers themselves. If you're vegan, carnivore, or just hungry for truth, buckle up. What actually passed? On May 1st, 2024, Florida signed SB 1084, first U.S. law criminalizing manufacture or sale of cultivated protein. Penalty, up to $10,000 per offense. Within weeks, Alabama and Arizona drafted near-identical bills, all backed by the U.S. Cattlemen's Association and National Chicken Council. The talking points. 1. Safety unknown. Yet FDA cleared Upside Foods and Good Meat in 2023 after cell line toxicity and pathogen panels. 2. Economic sabotage. Lobby white papers predict 1.5 million rancher jobs at risk, while USDA data show only approximately 700,000 people derive primary income from cattle. 3. It's not real meat, even though molecularly it's identical muscle tissue. Difference is the bioreactor, not the amino acids. But mainstream coverage rarely cross-checks numbers. Tonight, we will. Life cycle math nobody airs in a 30-second segment. Beefsteak, U.S. average, 27 kilograms CO2 equivalent per 200-gram serving. Cultivated steak, 3 to 4 kilograms CO2 equal when powered by renewables. Key variable, energy mix. If the bioreactor runs on coal-heavy grid, footprint rises to approximately 12 kilograms, still half of feedlot beef, zero enteric methane. By outlawing local production, Florida forces any future demand to import cell-based meat from Singapore or the EU, shipped by air and re-chilled. Net result, higher footprint and lost manufacturing wages. Why so few reporters run this chart? Because it contradicts the David versus Goliath soundbite. Contrary to rhetoric, cultivated meat plants look less like microchips, more like craft breweries, stainless tanks, line operators, quality techs. Economists at UC-Davis project one lab meat plant, 50K tons per year, generates 410 direct jobs, double a comparably sized cattle feedlot due to higher skill mix. Florida's ban forecloses that tax base. Guess where those plants break ground instead? New Brunswick, Canada, and the Netherlands. Plus, ranchers themselves could license cell lines from prized breeds, earning royalties without feed costs. Banning removes that optional income stream. FDA versus fear. FDA's 2023 no questions letters disclosed cell line provenance, pathogen tests, media composition. Florida ignored those dossiers, citing unknowns. But state still allows tartare and raw oysters, foods that hospitalize hundreds yearly. Religious kosher halal status Orthodox Union signaled in 2024 it could certify lab beef as kosher if initial cells come from slaughtered kosher cattle. Islamic scholars in Qatar issued a similar fatwa for halal pending media ingredients. Blanket bans preempt communities deciding for themselves. Singapore approved good meat chicken in 2020. By 2024, the price per nugget fell 70%. A life cycle audit by Nanyang Tech shows 78% lower land use and 92% lower water withdrawal than ASEAN poultry average. Tourism Board now markets future food tasting tours. Jobs created: bioprocess engineers, food scientists, chefs, 0 salmonella outbreaks. Imagine Miami missing that culinary buzz. Short-term winner: commodity beef packers facing flat domestic demand. Long-term loser: climate-constrained agriculture. When carbon pricing arrives, U.S. ranchers will pay, while Singapore sells low-carbon protein abroad. Fossil analogy: banning solar panels to protect coal miners in 2005. A decade later, China owned the PV market. Why do TV panels skip LCAs and export math? Because visuals drive airtime. Feedlots with sunsets shoot better than fluorescent bioreactors. Lobby groups exploit that. Arrange ranch backdrops, free steaks for reporters, patriotic framing. But policy has consequences beyond optics. 1. Read the actual bill text. 94% of tweets quote the headline only. 2. Ask reps for sunset clauses. Pilot bans expire automatically unless data show risk. 3. Try the food. If you fly through SFO or Changi, taste cultivated chicken and decide with your tongue. 4. Support transparent labeling, not prohibition. Consumers choose. Data wins. Banning lab meat sounds like defending tradition, but in practice it shields yesterday's supply chain and punts on tomorrow's climate math. The next time you hear Frankenfood, ask who profits when innovation is illegal. Thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe if you're hungry for more hidden truth tech breakdowns. And drop a comment. Would you try a cultured ribeye?